morning. Thank you for tuning in for your come up. Today we're gonna have a conversation with a buddy of mine from school, Arnold, and just want to let you guys know if you enjoy the conversation, go ahead and drop us a like, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss your come up. How you doing today, Arnold?
Good. How about you, Nathan?
Pretty good.
Man,
you didn't wake up too early today.
I know. One of the Saturdays that I actually kind of could have slept in a little bit more, but I was looking forward to it.
4 shots of espresso to go with your drink too.
Yeah.
Well, for those that may not know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Arnold Callego, born and raised in Palm Springs. I grew up with Nathan. I was showing him some old elementary school pictures from our yearbook, kindergarten, first grade. We go way back. I started working in the medical field, not on the clinical side, but more so on the administrative side.
Yeah.
I got better at like data and moving up from like data entry all the way up to like data analysts and stuff. I left from one medical group to hospital, the only not-for-profit hospital out here in the Coachella Valley. Mm-hmm. Non-clinical stuff, but more administrative stuff, and I'm really loving it. Helping raise money for the hospital.
There you go. Actually, let me check if I even hit the record.
Oh, if you hit the record button?
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, okay. I'm married. Been married for 2 years now, but I've been with my wife for 12 years, going on 13 years.
Yeah, she's watching.
I had to do the
pressure.
Proposed on our 10-year anniversary.
That's awesome, man.
I have 3 stepdaughters,
mm-hmm.
1 granddaughter. And
that's an explanation right there. 36 years old and you're a grandpa.
I'm gonna be 37. Okay, but yeah, technically 36.
Uh-huh.
We get along really well.
That's awesome.
She's my soulmate.
There you go. I know. I see you guys cooking all the time on your Instagram.
Oh yeah. That's one thing that I love to do. That's what brings everybody together.
Food.
I just love food, from cooking to eating. Gosh. When I see it, it inspires me. I like it all across, mm-hmm. Filipino, French, Mexican. I love cooking with all ingredients.
Because you're French, I think they can put more food on your plate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So expensive, and it's like, I'm still hungry after eating this. But it's still good, though.
Made it look really pretty.
Pepe Le Pew, don't be stingy. So I know in addition to your day job, you do a lot of side hustles to, in this day and age, it seems like it takes 2 incomes for a household, and a lot of folks have a side income too, or side hustles. Yeah. Would you be able to share what do you do as far as your side hustles to put more income into the household or from home or whatnot?
Well, from what I found with side hustles that actually bring in a lot of extra money, keeping up with what's trending. So like when Uber and Lyft, when that was coming up, maybe like 5-6 years ago, especially with like Coachella Fest and stuff, mm-hmm. I was one of those drivers out there, can easily in a night bring in $300 to $1,000 mm-hmm. In a night. Working weekends in downtown Palm Springs, like, man, I'm really dropping out someone half a mile, and this is bringing me $15 for this, with surging prices and stuff like that. I kind of dropped off of that, but I still kind of kept my foot in there to have that ability to things that are popular, like toys, vintage stuff. I do a lot of eBay.
Okay.
Flipping stuff on eBay. Saturday mornings is one of my favorite times to go out and start hunting for stuff at yard sales and garage sales.
I was just gonna ask, how do you find these toys and vintage deals? So garage sales. Yeah. Okay.
And I love that feeling. You spend like $5-10, and you're like, whoa, man, this flip for 25, 100, mm-hmm. 80.
What kind of toys do you look for when you go to a garage sale? Is it like G.I. Joes or?
Oh man, if they have G.I. Joes, mm-hmm. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of vintage stuff, like even like Hot Wheels.
Okay.
Especially a lot of the older ones that are more like die-cast metal, heavier. I'll even pull out my phone, the eBay app, and just look it up at the completed listings, and just pretend like I'm texting somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh damn, okay. Oh, you want to sell this for $5? Will you take $3? Mm-hmm. All right. I even go to the thrift shops.
Yeah.
Like, man, you if you know your brands. Shout out to my cousin Lance El Pagaduan. He's the one who turned me on to this many years ago. He would go to like Goodwill, and then what really got me motivated to do it is he found like these Japanese designer jeans, and he bought them for like $10. But then the people at the Goodwill, they didn't know. They're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But he sold them for like $800 on eBay. I look for pretty much anything all across the board. If there's a profit for it.
Yeah. And that's just one of your side hustles. You also brought something else that you do as well, right?
Yeah. So with the pandemic happening and e-commerce stores growing, drop shipping, I was like, man, I got to get educated on this. And so I remember in the news seeing how wipes and hand sanitizer and disinfectant spray, disinfectant wipes were starting to become difficult to find. I was like, man, I remember just Googling around. I'm like, oh, UVC light, using UVC as a way to disinfect. And I started researching about it. I'm like, man, why are people not using this even more? So I looked it up. I found some suppliers, got educated on e-commerce stores, and then I came up with this product. It's a UVC wand. It disinfects surfaces, sanitizes, sterilizes. You can sanitize pretty much any surface. You do have to be careful because the light it can be harmful kind of opens up like that.
Oh, so you just on the table with the UV light sanitized.
Table, even couches.
Hands?
No skin and eyes. You got to keep that away from because UVC is also from the sun. Okay. But it comes naturally from the sun, but it's absorbed by the ozone layer. Okay. And so it doesn't really affect us. But when you have it in this form, it can actually, in a short amount of time, could be damaging to the skin. So.
Can you use that on a cell phone?
Absolutely.
Because cell phones can contain a lot of bacteria and germs.
Yeah.
Especially when some people are taking their cell phones to the bathroom.
Yeah. Cell phone, keys. I definitely use it as like, I still wipe down surfaces, but then use this as like an extra layer of sanitation. You do have to kind of go slow because the more time that you expose whatever surface, the more germs, bacteria, mold, and some viruses. They haven't actually proved kills COVID. Yeah. But what UVC does is it alters the DNA and RNA of organic cells, so that way they can't reproduce anymore. Okay. So hospitals even use it as well as a part of their cleaning protocol.
That's awesome. You work at a hospital? Are they using that as well, or
not this product in particular? They use a much more expensive, like $10,000 to $15,000 machine that they put in a room, and then when you turn it on, you can't be in the room. Oh, it's like a timer. Okay. Yeah. Household friendly, affordable. Yeah. Okay. If you wear cargo shorts, you can put it in your cargo pocket for guys or women, of course. Probably your purse. Yeah. So if you go out to a restaurant. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, babies. I got my logo on there. What's that on there?
Yeah. For anyone that's interested in getting that, where can they purchase that from?
You can go to 143uv.com. One is spelled out, so ONE, and then the number 43uv.com.
Okay. I'll put like a text on there, and then also anyone that's driving, I'll also put a link in the description as well. Yeah. That's awesome. So. And Arnold, you're a man of many talents. So eBay and the UV sanitizer, that's not your only things in your arsenal.
Also, I promote a lot of it on my social media. We do a podcast as well, me, brother, and a few of my friends. It's called the Never Seen It podcast. Okay. The more platforms that you're on, especially if you're doing side hustles, the better, because in the hustle game, you want the attention. And so
Right.
there's a lot of attention on each platform. And so you got to find your way in each one of those platforms. So the podcast world was one that we wanted to get in. Our friend whose main idea for the podcast, his name is Justin Holden. He's the vice president for Palm Springs Comic-Con, and the other two guys, Adrian Delatorre and Anthony Girardi, they're both great on audio-visual stuff. They're our technical guys, and they have really great radio voices.
Right.
So we do that podcast about movies that we've never seen. A couple of us who have never seen a movie, and the one who hosts it is a person who has seen the movie. We do it before and after of the movie. So like, what is our take? What do we think the movie's going to be about? And what do we know about it? We don't actually record ourselves watching the movie. We just record ourselves after and get our
those
our
reactions
take on
are
it.
funny sometimes, where you see people's reactions while watching the movie or whatnot. Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we do have that in place, but we haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on season 2 now.
Okay.
And
How many episodes in the season?
10.
10? Okay.
10 episodes. That was we had 10 in season 1, but this season we had 10 scheduled, but we're like, oh, we got to do a Christmas episode, so we'll probably have 11.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, so I'm running down your hustle. So you got the eBay buy and flip from garage sales, thrift stores, and then is there any other ways you find your toys or stuff to buy and flip?
What I would do every year also is like on events like San Diego Comic-Con or Complex Con, a lot of times vendors, they'll make products specifically for that convention. So there'll be like a limited run.
Okay.
And so those limiteds, they boost up the value of the toys.
Okay.
That's funny. They'll have the same, like for example, Funko Pop. They'll have the same one at the stores, like Target or Walmart, whatever.
Yeah.
But then because it has that sticker, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, it'll boost the value from like 10 to like $25, $30. Easy flip. If you catch it at the right time, you can flip it for maybe $60, $100 because the hype. You know, long term, I definitely want to see myself being in the food world, whether it be food truck or food trucks, brick and mortar, or combination of both,
Right.
Or even private catering. I was probably leaning more towards private catering.
Oh, that's more fun, weddings and
And my wife, she loves to do all the non-food stuff, so all the decor and all that. But that's more of a long-term play. The short-term play were all the eBay flipping, Uber back when I was driving.
I mean, in my book, Additional Ways to Earn More They Don't Teach, I've talked about other things to do. Like I talk about, buying from here, flipping it, or starting a website, or investing in this funds right here, or in REITs that kind of put more in your pocket, as well as other tips. But sports cards were not one of the tips I mentioned, and that was fresh, and that's something I heard Gary Vee talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I never even thought about sports cards. I mean, I like watching sports on TV, but no, it's amazing how depending on what your interests are, there's money anywhere and everywhere if you know how to capitalize on.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It all depends on how much time that you want to put into educating yourself about it. Most of these things, sports cards world, cooking, this product,
UV light,
just Googling, YouTube, gosh, the world right now is so abundant. You can. I'm not trying to tell people to not go to college or anything, but you certainly can educate yourself and be a major player in whatever market that you want to be in.
Right. No, education's important. I mean, I went to school 4 years. Actually, took me longer than 4 years. Had some things there, but I think true education really begins after school, because half the stuff you learn about drop shipping, designing products, side hustle, eBay, flipping, they don't teach you that in college. Just recently, I started an apparel company, Jam. And for those that follow my Jam apparel on Instagram, it's a small following. I just started a month ago. It's meant for my kids, Junior and Miracle.
Oh, okay.
And the question mark is also like the company I put behind it. What else is there? And it goes back to in Matthew with man, it's impossible, but with God, everything's possible. So, and because my ex at the time was high risk, type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, there's a lot of miscarriages that happened before those kids were born. So it was by God's grace. So as a way of reminding myself that how the kids came about and through whose grace it came about, that's where Jam came about.
Dude, I kind of got goosebumps. That's awesome. Man, I remember you back in school so many times saying, dude, that's the Jam right there. I can hear you. That's the Jam. Oh, that's my jam.
Man, so no, you got a lot going on, but with all that you have going on with your side hustles, you know, the UV light, the eBay, the Comic-Con, the podcast, the foodie. Well, that's not really work, you know, because you got to eat anyway.
Yeah.
But no, it's work cooking it. Then, well, you got to do the dishes. Well, you got the kids for that. Do the dishes. So with all that you do, you're a father, a husband, you're you, and you got to provide. How do you find balance? And how do you find balance in all of this? I'm sure it's on everyone's minds. Like, you know, we all got to provide, but then our wives are like, "Are you providing? What about providing for me?" Well, you like that Mastros for anniversary? I got to pay for that. So, anyways, joking aside, how do you make it work? Keep a happy life, happy wife, and providing at the same time?
Well, definitely always family first, because that's just one thing that I live by. That I put them first. I have a lot of ambition to do all these different things, and so I will do my best to just always work around it. Whether it be waking up extra early, using my lunch breaks. My lunch breaks at work, I'll scarf down a sandwich real quick, and then have the rest of the 55 minutes to do whatever. If I'm gonna go sports card hunting, I go hit up Walmart, Target, or even Goodwill. Cooking, that in and of itself is almost like therapeutic for me. A lot of people, they find it difficult to do because it's just like, oh, how do you have the energy to do that? For me, it's like a way of unplugging, because I put on some music, you know, chop to some beats and stuff, you know, just get down.
Yeah, okay.
One thing that we always try to do just about every day of the week is have dinner together. Like we do it almost like around the 7:30 hour, 7 o'clock hour, where we'll have dinner and watch Jeopardy. I'll also get a lot of energy and motivation. I fill my mind with, and my ears, literally I put in the earbuds of, I'll listen to people like Gary Vee, a lot of other podcasts. I'll also try to find balance, even spiritually. Like I listen to a lot of different preachers like Greg Laurie. I should check out some of your books.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I've read the covers, you know.
Well, there are also audiobooks too. Some people like. I like audiobooks over physical books because I can just listen to books while I'm driving. Yeah. And I think that's why podcasts and YouTube are so popular, because you can just listen to it while you're driving. Because once you're home, it's like, okay, life. You know, your spouse, your kids, the chores, take out the trash. We hungry? Okay, should I cook? Who's doing the dishes? It's a lot at home, so I think that's why audio, podcast, YouTube is way popular on consuming content now.
Being as efficient as possible.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I asked that question because for me, God first, you know, family second, do your responsibilities, and the rest will kind of go in balance. But for me, it's easier because I have the kids half the time. So that half I don't have, and I just go into my work, my books, my work, videos, and whatnot, and promoting on social media. But I'm always curious with people who are married with kids. You got a dog too. The dog's like, "What about me? Where's my walk at?" You know. So and then so I'm always curious how people find balance, and then we all have our needs. I mean, sometimes. Heck, I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day, and most of the time it's trying to provide. So how do you balance? Okay, I'm home now. Sometimes you just need to digress, like give me a half an hour to just decompress myself. So before we wrap up, any last and final words you want to relay?
Well, when you mentioned you said God first.
Yeah.
Gosh, what I felt was like, oh man, I feel like I'm a rebelling child of God, or I'm the prodigal son, because I always grew up going to church, and that should be, and I take that back. God always first. That helps bring me back. Right. Reminds me, God always first. God, family, and then whatever side hustles or responsibilities.
Bills
yeah.
don't pay themselves. No, don't feel bad about it, because I really didn't start getting into God or the Word until 2018, after when our divorce with my wife started beginning, because that was a lot of turmoil that I talk about in the come up, where my dad passed. Now I'm going through the divorce. My son was just born a month ago. After the C-section, baby's born. She's still recovering from her C-section, because it takes about 6 weeks or so to fully recover. Because there was a lot of backstory buildup that I talk about in the come up.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like, dude, this is way too much to bear. I've never dealt with stuff like this in my entire life. The book of Matthew it talks about, if you're feeling weary or tired, give it to God and He'll give you rest.
Yeah.
And I just gave it to Him, and God's purpose always prevails. So that's when I started learning about getting more balanced, more in tuned, and and I already lost my hair at that point, so I'm like, all I can do now is just age a little better. That's how I got into it. Everyone has their turning point.
Yeah.
I mean, so don't feel bad about it. It was just
it's good. We as humans, we always need that constant reminder. Things in the world will stray us away, draw us away. But I guess that's why a lot of times. I mean, that's why churches, they have church on Sundays.
Yeah.
You get refreshed. Get back in line.
Right.
Be a good boy.
Be a good boy. Be a good boy. Any other words you like to relay?
Check out my product. Follow me on the socials.
There you go.
I gotta check out your book, man. Especially the come up.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that title. He said it's available on
audiobook on all platforms. But other than that, appreciate you coming in today, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.